What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today, and welcome to our team selection video for Game Week 13, where we try and go over the transfers I'm planning on making, as well as how we did in Game Week 12. And we'll start off with how we did, and it wasn't as good as I was hoping for with the fixtures coming in. I only made one transfer of Mahrez to Son, and although Mahrez didn't get any big sort of return against Everton and didn't start, Son didn't exactly return either, so it's very unfortunate that the transfer didn't work out with Son coming in, but we have him for some fixtures that do look promising moving forward. We did have some big performances, however, that made sure our drop in rank wasn't too significant, and those came from Trent Alexander-Arnold, who managed to get 15 points, Reece James with 12, and Mohamed Salah getting 8 points, which was doubled as he was my captain, to 16. Outside of that, we also had Ronaldo managing to get an assist to Donny van de Beek in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last match as Manchester United manager. So we still have some good performances in there. We still have some players we are content with. But to be honest, right now, I'm very close to using my wildcard because, of course, there was great performances by more Chelsea defenders than just Reece James. Also, Cancelo looks like a player that, although my gut was thinking that he wouldn't keep returning big scores, he's now returned another one, and I've got to make the decision of whether I'm going to trust my gut in thinking that the point returns won't still be there, or if I think that's my best way into that Manchester City side, which of course is one of the best in the Premier League. Somehow we still have Mbeumo, who still hits the woodwork. Son also doing his best impression of Mbeumo as well. Antonio starting to disappoint. That's another non-return for him. And Rafinha's injury. So whilst 60 points isn't terrible in a game week, I am starting to think that the wildcard might be necessary if I don't want to keep dropping in rank. I think it's time to go big at the back. So overall, our team managed to score 60 points. That is with Duffy coming off of the bench with that 1 point return. Steele also being quite disappointing for Brighton. That does see us drop to 39,320 first. A significant drop outside of the top 20k, which is very disappointing indeed. Unfortunately, the top 10k's average was around 72 points, so I was about 12 points behind what I needed to keep myself around a similar rank. So we do need to do some work to decide. I do have 2 free transfers, so the question is 2 free transfers enough, or do I need to wildcard? Before we start looking at my lineup for Game Week 13, do check out Fanteam, top link in the description. They have a free roller game where if you sign up, you don't have to invest any money to enter there. It's like a half-season game, same sort of rules, although you only had a team of 11, and you do get that safety net of players underneath that price in this version of the game. But some big money prizes available in a free game over on Fanteam. So top link in the description, use that, sign up, and maybe win yourself some money playing FPL, especially if the actual FPL game and Fanteam game haven't gone well for you so far this season. So we look at the lineup going into Game Week 13, and we start off with Sanchez in goal against Leeds at home. Hopeful here for a shutout, as we also have Duffy in defence as well. That's because the likes of Antonio and Livramento have tough fixtures. We also have White with Newcastle at home, very hopeful with Smith Rowe of returns in this one, with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Reece James making up the back four. Reece James with a fixture against Man United at home. Now that Ole's gone, maybe there is a bit of a fight back from Manchester United, but Reece James has just looked so good going forward, as has Trent Alexander-Arnold, who has Southampton at home. And that Southampton fixture does mean that Mohamed Salah has the captaincy armband yet again. He's just been that consistent. We're okay to give Son a few more games to see if it was a good transfer in, although I do feel a bit of buyer's remorse because he didn't return in the fixture just gone. Rafinha hopefully will be returning back fit. Smith Rowe, that Newcastle fixture, very hopeful for returns after a tough fixture against Liverpool. And then just one man up front is Ronaldo against Chelsea away, just because it is Ronaldo, and it's more to do with that than it is to do with Manchester United as a side right now, because he can still get points even when Manchester United are terrible. And then on the bench we have Steele returning to the bench with Antonio against Man City away, although West Ham possibly could get something against Man City. Would be a very West Ham thing to do. And then Livramento with Liverpool away. I don't see a clean sheet happening in this one, although Livramento could get an attacking return. But to be honest, he's going to be on the bench and my last bench option. Now, as for plans going into Game Week 13, there is the chance that I do wildcard to make sure I have a back four of the big premium fullbacks. That would also probably mean I change the goalkeepers at this point to someone like Ramsdale to cover Arsenal's fixtures, as there wouldn't be space in the side for White. Duffy could change to a Lamptey as well, or it could be Livramento that takes that 5th spot. As for the midfield, Son probably has a little bit longer to stay if I wildcard, whereas the likes of Mbeumo are very likely to go out. But other than that, the midfield seems okay to move with Rafinha, Smith Rowe and Salah. Salah will be someone I plan to transfer out for the African Cup of Nations, but keep until that point. And it depends how much value I have in him and how comfortable I am with my side going into those game weeks where he isn't available. As for Ronaldo up front, likely to go if I wildcard and likely to go if I don't, just because that is how I will have funds to make the moves I want elsewhere. Antonio probably doesn't go anywhere just yet, even despite the blanks. And then it's likely I get Foster as my sub goalkeeper. So that would be the plan if I wildcard. If I don't, Ronaldo out. I don't know who for just yet, but that would allow me to upgrade one of the defenders, most likely Duffy or White, to Cancelo. I'm not sure going double Chelsea against Man United is the move I want to make, although Man United have been terrible and Chelsea have had a great defence recently, so I have to make that decision. If I really want to go with all four of the premium hitters at the back, that is of course Chilwell, James, Trent and Cancelo, then wildcard is probably going to be necessary. But I could slowly get there and leave my wildcard for a bit later by getting rid of Ronaldo and then potentially bringing in someone like Cancelo for Duffy or White. Could also take a hit. I've only taken one so far this season. That would allow me to change Mbeumo as well, which is very appealing to me. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what I do, which I will of course try and update you on the channel later on in the game week, especially if I wildcard. You know there'll be another video coming very soon. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me on FPL today for this Game Week 13 team selection. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe and leave a comment down below how well you did in Game Week 12. It really does help me with the YouTube algorithm and support the channel. Check out Fanteam if you're interested in that free roller game. I've been JNO. This has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.